Hey there, the beater bar on my vacuum isn't working anymore. Even though there's plenty of suction, just this one thing is gone wrong, and it could be just as simple as the drive belt has been stretched or snapped. So I'm going to open it up and have a look. I'm always of the frame of mind, just repair something. You don't need to be throwing it out if it's just, a $2 or $3 little fix. Something like this can be done in under 5 minutes. So what I've done is I found the screws that release the protective casing or the top casing, and there's a ton of dust on the inside, so I just took a wet rag and just wiped it off. You'll see there's another casing that also I guess creates the vacuum suction from that beater bar to the hose, and so that also has to come off, and that also exposes the problem, which in this case is that broken belt you can see there on the right hand side. So all I had to do was take that belt down to the local vacuum repair shop, and the guy said, oh yeah, you can use any belt, within the same width, and it will work fine. And so here I'm just taking my shop vac and just cleaning out any of that extra dirt and grime. You don't want anything grinding or any of that loose dust or dirt going up into the motor. Just improves the performance of the vacuum and the longevity of the motor running. And here I'm just a good opportunity to take off any of the hair or anything that's wrapped around that beater bar. So the new belts, you can see they're a little bit smaller. It's within the old one, and that is because it has in fact stretched as well. I guess just over time and the heat, this thing's spinning like crazy, that it gets hot and stretches. So I'm going to seat it on the motor, I guess drive shaft it would be called. And then I'll put it on the beater bar itself, and with a lot of tension seat this thing back down into its home, let's call it. And there's a lot of tension there, so be careful it doesn't just pop up in your face. And I'm giving it some spins just to make sure it's centered and it's not going to rub on either side when I put it all back together. You don't want any premature wear, and if there was, you would certainly smell some rubber burning likely. So with that, I just put it back together the way I took it apart, put 2 screws on that one protective casing, and then put the cosmetic, or I guess the other protective outer casing on, and put it all back together. The last screws to screw down the front, and there you have it. So turn it on and make sure everything's working. And you can see it's going like stink, so we're ready to do some vacuuming. And I think that probably took me, without any chit chat or anything like that, under 5 minutes. Anyone can do this.